Another senior getting his final run out at LaVell Edwards Stadium is a player who's only 34 receiving yards away from becoming the 65th player in BYU football history to hit the 1,000-yard mark through the air. Please welcome in wide receiver Talon Shumway.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Talon.
Thanks, Talon.
Good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
You did not come alone. You brought your wife, did you not?
I brought my wife.
Where is she?
She actually brought me.
That's a good point.
Oh, where is she? There she is.
And what's her name?
Cassidy.
How long have you been married?
Almost 4 years.
Wow.
My whole career.
Yeah, as it turns out. So with 25 catches this season, you've already tied your single season high, so you'll set a new one for sure. You had your 4th career touchdown earlier in the season. And if you have to have one touchdown at this point, it was a pretty memorable one, right?
Definitely memorable, yeah.
Talk us through this one and what it meant at the time. We're in overtime here, right?
Yeah.
At Tennessee on the checker, you caught a touchdown on the checkerboard.
It was pretty cool, and that's how I knew I was in. I landed on that, so yeah, that was fun.
See,
at first I wasn't sure, actually. But.
Where you were. In a lot of ways, it seems like a long time ago. In a lot of ways, it seems like just like last weekend. That puts you at 1-1 on the year, kind of a bounce back win, second game of the year. You guys have been through a lot this year, haven't you, since then?
Yes, that's kind of every season, regardless of how the season begins or ends. Like there's going to be up and down throughout the entire season. So that was definitely an up. And
you have to let it really all the time. You have to let it play out. You really can't make any judgments about who you are or what you are, what the team is, until you've actually played it all, right?
Right.
Hey, receivers get headlines for catching, as we know. They rarely get the headlines for blocking. That's a big part of your game. How much pride do you take in that actual component of your game?
Gotta take pride in something. No, it's actually a part of the game I enjoy and something I'm gonna miss. I don't want to say it's the violence of the game that I like, but definitely the contact. I do love blocking, so that's been a fun part of my career. It's not over yet. There's a little bit of juice left in the body to take a few more beatings.
Kalani, as good a receiver as he is, the physical part of it, the blocking part of it is a big deal and a big part of who he is on the field for you, right?
It is.
And these last two we're going to take a look at 2 touchdowns the last couple of weeks.
I mean, there's a reason why he's out there for that play, because he's accountable to, and he likes the physical part of it, and he does the little things. If you want to watch somebody play football with all their heart, watch Talon Shumway, and he doesn't need the ball, but he's been like that throughout his whole career. He won't brag about himself, but he's one of the best athletes I've ever seen in recruiting. I remember watching him in a basketball game at Lone Peak, and he played with a bunch of really good players, but the one I noticed the most was him and the way that he was able to defend people, and he was probably, to me, one of the most impressive athletes on the court at that time, and that's around some really good scorers and rebounders and things like that. But he could also fly and dunk the ball and jump, but it was the little things that he did that was so inspiring for me, and why I really liked him is seeing the way he defended and the way that he hustled, the little things that a lot of people take for granted. He was always accountable, and that's why I know why Fessy and the other coaches really appreciate it, and the players appreciate what he does on and off the field. He's a guy that will give you everything he's got, and I'm just thankful that Cassie lets us have him, as much as we can, because he's put his whole body, literally put his whole body in this program, and he should be really proud of the things that he's done on and off the field.
Well, he may not brag about himself, but that's why we have others to do it for him. And this was what your OC, Jeff Grimes, had to say about you and your game yesterday on the Coordinator's Corner broadcast.
There's not anyone on our team that gives any more than him on a daily basis. He's got all sorts of injuries. He kind of looks like the bionic man when he comes out to practice. Some days it takes him a little while to get going, but just his unbelievable toughness and competitiveness, not only catching the ball, but blocking.
So to that note, Talon, the physical component or the physical toll maybe a season takes, when you're in it, do you simply say, I'll recover in the off season? How do you approach your kind of week to week getting ready that way?
Honestly, it's just a day-to-day thing. And it's part of it, it's just stuff to deal with. And I've been lucky that there's definitely been times that I've questioned my ability in the morning when I get up, and Cass can attest to that. Or all the times that, Sunday mornings, she's tying my shoes or helping me get my shirt on or something. So there's days like that, but that's just part of it. And I've been really fortunate to never have season-ending injuries or anything other than just a little bit of pain to deal with. So I've been more fortunate than most other players, I feel.
Keep hanging in there. A few weeks ago, you're 2-4 as a team. Bowl eligibility is kind of murky at that point, not a sure thing. What got you from there to 5-4 to where one more win and you're going to be playing in the postseason to finish it out the right way?
For me, to be honest, what was on my mind was bowl eligibility, because at that point, we have goals we're trying to reach the whole season, and that was one of them. And I just felt like it was something that was being lost in the mix among the players. And so that week, I remember I went out on I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and I just started asking people like why do you want to win this week, and just kind of gauging what was going on. And I tell people, like, I want to win because I want to be bowl eligible. So for me, that was what kind of like got the fire relit. And then, I mean, it's not the only thing. It's definitely not the only thing. You want to win because you're competitive and you want to win, but sometimes you got to find something to help you rise up. And I think other guys on the team made it really easy to follow, like their example of how much work they were putting in and how much they believed in us getting back on track. So we were able to do it, and we gotta keep getting better and staying on track.
Once upon a time, you were a two-sport superstar at Lone Peak High School. As that young high schooler to now as a senior at BYU, how do you look back on these last 7 or 8 years of your life, where you've been and where it's taken you?
They've definitely gone by in a flash. I don't jump as high as I used to, or I might be faster. Maybe I'm definitely fatter. It's something that like I couldn't take it all in right now. I think it's going to have to be something that just has to be drawn out over a long period of time. Like, it's going to take a long time to look back. But I'm not looking back yet. There's nothing to look back on yet. I've got a couple games left to play in my life, and so that's all I care about. And then after that, I'll look back and I'll do something else.
Okay, you've got a senior day to enjoy first, though, too. Hope you get your most out of Saturday.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you.